ladies and gentlemen, for our next session, which is on how will the diamond jewelry customer expectations and convenience rule retail, and how can jewelers collaborate with De Beers in the Middle East. We have with us Mr. Sachin Jain, the Managing Director of De Beers India. Since he was unable to make it, we have a message by Sachin Jain. Can we please have the audio visual by Mr. Sachin Jain on how to collaborate with De Beers? And of course, I'm going to tell you who to connect with if you're really looking forward to connecting with De Beers. Mr. Sachin Jain, please. Let's take a look at the audio visual. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to all of you to the second annual Retail Jeweler Dubai Forum. It is my honor and privilege to address the August gathering. At the outset, I'd like to congratulate the Retail Jeweler management to bringing us on this phenomenal journey of positivity and of change management in our industry. And whilst all of you have pledged the most important possession of yours, and that is your time to be here, I urge all of you to make the most of this platform, and let's go back with at least one learning, that one or two tangible changes that you can do in your business to be better equipped to face the new reality. It's important for us to remind ourselves as to what business we do. Let me start by asking you a question. What does your business sell? G2H color? Loose polished? VVS to SI clarity? 4-grainers? Fancy colors? Fancy shapes? For some of you, the answer might be all of the above. But in a very important sense, I'll urge that we get convinced that the answer being none of the above. Because we need to realize and be affirmed that we are not in the business of crystallized carbon. We are in the business of diamonds, and that is, meaning, that is love, that's emotion, and something that means most to the consumer's hearts and minds. What we sell has an inherent value to the lives of our consumers, and we all, as diamond people, are lucky to represent these miracles of Mother Nature. I urge all of us have to feel joyful and proud of what you enable. You enable that smile, you enable that heart-touching feeling, because right now at your store, someone is experiencing the most memorable occasion of their lifetime. Each one of us has had a life completely transformed in the last year, and yet amongst all this change, and all this confusion, and all this chaos, there is something that's held us together. This cosmic cord, and that reminds us that we are one industry and we are all here facing this challenge together. To be a diamond marketeer, you have to be a part psychologist and a part marketeer. And in this post-pandemic time, nothing has been more clearer to the minds of the consumer to what are things that truly matter to them. And diamonds do matter to them. Things, which are futuristic matter to them. Change, my friends, is the only constant, and nothing better than this time that we are ready for this change. We all have to be better retailers and not just better jewelers. Our competition, my friends, is not with the next door jeweler. It is with retail at large. We all have to get ready to face this change. And if there's one thing that can I ask all of you, this notion that we have in our minds which says what's worked in the past will work in the future has to be erased, because what's worked in the past might not and perhaps will not entirely work in the future. A diamond is forever is not just a tagline for us at De Beers. It holds a fundamental truth. The diamonds have been around forever and ever. But in our 132 years of our legacy at De Beers, we all have never been so proud to be a part of this organization, and the steps we're taking are transformational and will change the future of our industry coming forth. The year 2022 also gave us a time to pause and reflect. Right after the World War II, April 2020 was the first time when we did not host a site, when we've been selling rough throughout the last so many decades. We all have reinvented ourselves. We all are trying to work to bring in the name of De Beers onto the entire value chain to make the business more better, more profitable for all the people connected to the value chain. We are going to be a company built on data, built on science, built on a future consumer, and truly leverage the power of De Beers' name in the minds of the consumers to create the optimal demand and the resonance in the heart around what diamonds are and what they mean to the consumers across the category. Forever Mark is a diamond brand from the De Beers group of companies. Every Forever Mark diamond comes with the promise that these are beautiful, these are rare, and they are responsibly sourced. Every Forever diamond goes through a strict scrutiny of all the quality parameters to give the consumers nothing but the most beautiful diamonds. And when I say beautiful, it underlines beauty. We select the diamonds not just for the 4Cs, but also perform over 25 tests on every single diamond to give the consumers the guarantee that they're not just the most beautiful diamonds, they're sourced responsibly, and bring up the confidence that it's not just the best bling, it's also the confidence that they can have inside their heart that when they're done that diamond, it's done something good in the entire value chain and the journey. From a vision in somebody's mind to be a reality of being one of the largest global phenomena in the diamond business, Forever today has established itself in over 38 countries and over 2,500 partner doors across the globe. We started our journey in 2010 in the eastern part of the world, in China, Hong Kong, and today I'm so proud to share with you that we are present in 38 countries with all like-minded partners who want to build the future of the business based on brands, based on transparency, and the future consumer who's more inclined to consume brands. But as Forever, it's an inclusive brand. It's a brand built on partnership, where all your elements as a retailer, as a jeweler, as a house of jewelry comes through, but the ingredient that you're using is the finest, and that's coming from the house of De Beers. Middle East region is the pulse of the diamond business. It's an important consumption market, but also an important supply market. For us at Forever and De Beers, we are really building a strategy to really expand on this region and really build up partnerships which are futuristic and strong and really strengthen the whole business in this region. I want to really take this opportunity to thank our partners here at Johara who have believed in us, who are willing to work into the future of the business based on transparency, based on consumer confidence. And it gives me great delight to share with you that we are undergoing the name change of Forever to De Beers Forever, and UAE and our partners Johara are the first partners in the world where we'll be launching it with a new name called De Beers Forever. And this will not just bring confidence in the minds of the consumer, but also in the entire journey of the diamonds, right from the mind to the finger of the consumers. Diamonds do good, and it's such a powerful story. All of us know that millennials in particular are more conscious than the previous generations around what they consume and how they consume it. What is the impact to Mother Nature on every consumption element? For us, we've launched the Building Forever goals, which can be leveraged with the entire industry, and it brings power to the story of diamonds do good. We at De Beers have never felt so proud around the fact of what we do and what we will enable in the coming years, not just within the industry, but to consumers' minds. So there are four broad pillars of the Building Forever goals. The first and foremost is the communities and the work we're doing in every community that where we operate and we mine. Second is to bring gender parity. We are in an industry where you look around, almost 95% of our product is consumed by women. But when you look at employment, it's a completely different situation. So we have taken tangible steps to promote gender parity in our organization and industry at large. Number three, it's on the natural resources and what we're going to do to conserve nature, to protect nature. Very tangible steps happening in that area. And number four, and the most important, is to bring ethical practices in the entire business of diamonds. And I can tell you that Building Forever based on these four pillars will give us so much of tangible confidence at the conversations to your consumers that that's the context in which consumers will have the conversations around us. Now let me show you what the Building Forever context really means.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was a great presentation and message by Mr. Sachin Jain. And if you wish to connect with Sachin Jain for De Beers, then we do have our representatives, Deepak Bhatia or Ashish Sakhardande, who you could connect with, and they could further connect you with Mr. Sachin Jain.